Induction NSLS. We also have the pleasure of recognizing 5 Ivy Tech staff and faculty members for their service to students. Before we go any further, we want to welcome visitors from South Bend Upward Campus who have made time for us this evening. Chancellor Dr. David Bolton, Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs, Karen White Gosweta, who will be our keynote speaker this evening, and Director of Student Life, Diversity, Equity, and Belonging, Dexter Overall. Thank you for taking an interest in the NSLS and our members. Dexter, it says you'd like to speak.
Just have to test it. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, glad. I'm gonna take this all. Like Michelle said, my name is Dexter Overall. I'm the Director of Diversity and Belonging of Student Life. And I just wanted to say congratulations to all of the inductees for the National Society of Leadership and Success. I remember when I was in college, I was a part of the leadership program. And the program is called Leadership. And their definition of leadership is one that I kind of adopted as a personal definition of leadership. And it says, leadership involves living in a state of possibility, making a commitment to a vision, developing relationships to move the vision into action, and sustaining a high level of integrity. And I know that is what you all have done, new members of this amazing organization. So not only do I say congratulations, but I say thank you so much. Thank you so much for believing in possible. Thank you so much for making a commitment to yourselves, to your studies, to this organization, to your dreams and your vision. And I look forward to the great things that you're going to do, not only in NSLS, but here on campus, at home, in your jobs, and in our South Bend of our community. So again, congratulations so much. Thank you.
Dexter. Now is my honor to introduce tonight's keynote speaker, Dr. Karen White Gosweta. Dr. Karen is an educational leader with a prominent record of service and strong understanding of emerging trends and challenges in community colleges. Her career reflects 19 years of dedicated service to her colleagues and students in nonprofit, public, and for-profit private colleges. Sorry about that. She has been an active presenter at annual conferences hosted by Pearson, the Florida Association of Post-Secondary School and Colleges, the Accrediting Council for Independent Colleges and Schools, the Association of American Colleges and Universities, and LEAP Texas. Prior to working in the higher education industry, Dr. Karen served 12 years in law enforcement with the New York City Police Department as a narcotics officer and as a sergeant and accreditation manager in Alpharetta, Georgia. She holds a Master of Science degree in Industrial Organizational Psychology and a doctorate in Organizational Leadership with an emphasis on higher education. With all those accomplishments, Dr. Karen is most proud of her son's academic and career accomplishments. They have earned degrees in information technology, healthcare, and culinary arts, and have served in the U.S. Navy in various positions, including air traffic controller, Navy medic horseman, and nuclear submarine navigator. Dr. Karen, the floor is yours.
Love you.
Before you start, I think the sound will be better here without the mic if you're able to pick it up on the speaker. Could we give that a try? Because it's coming in echoey today.
Is that speaker on?
Yeah, it's on.
He said to go and try it without it.
Try without the mic?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's no problem for me.
Teacher voice.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, excellent, excellent. Well, good evening, inductees and honored guests. faculty and staff that are being honored tonight. I want to thank Mr. Kevin O'Neill for the invitation to speak to all of you tonight. And I wanted to really congratulate the 29 inductees and also honor the faculty and staff that have will be receiving the Impact Leader Award tonight. I believe those names are, and please forgive me if I don't get them all, but I wanted to mention them: Matt Grubbs, Gail Bond, Rob Hochschild, Nathan Siri, and Andrew Criswell. I hope that I have honored and celebrate with you your accomplishment with the Impact Leader Award, and I'd like to give them a hand. Tonight is an incredible opportunity for me to present here, being Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs and being in law enforcement, mostly coming from Brooklyn, New York, and growing up as a child looking at so much crime around me when I was younger in New York, and wanting to really impact my community at that time. My great-grandmother was robbed in the same building that we lived in. She was like 67 years old at that time. I was a 12-year-old girl, and I went to run and try to catch the boys that robbed my great-grandmother and try to beat them up, and just because I loved her, And 12 years old, little girl, trying to fight for justice for my great-grandmother in an environment that, for the most part, I understood there was people that really just didn't know how to get to the next level. They didn't have role models in their community, role models of success. And so because of that one incident in my life, I chose to become a cop. And I have mentors around me, like a godmother who has now gone to be with the Lord. She was 29 years as a New York City police officer. And because of her taking me by the hand as a young child and really starting to shape my life as a young child, I decided I wanted to become a cop. And when I became a cop in New York, one of the detectives told me, never treat a criminal worse than you would treat yourself. Now that might sound crazy to you, but what he was trying to say is that everyone deserves dignity. And everyone has to make choices that we don't ever know why they made those choices. So becoming a leader in the community is also understanding that you have to look at the deeper part of a person's life and not just the surface part to help them. These are words that I have as a motto for all of my life, kind of sum up all the things that you just decided to become to me.
Apologies.
Did we lose it?
Yeah, was it Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle, could you again? Yeah.
In faith. Failing forward. In faith. Many stop at the word failing, but I just heard, a part of your presentation here is that you should not think about failing as a problem. You should think about regrets as a problem. See, a lot of mindsets see failing as something negative. But when you fail, to me, it's only an opportunity to examine who you are and become more of what you're supposed to be for yourself and for those around you in your sphere of influence. It's an opportunity to examine deep down in your spirit, in your soul, who you want to become and who you surround yourself around that will challenge you to be that. Like-minded individuals are not just the ones that think the same way that you do, or speak the same things that you speak, or read the same books that you read, like-minded individuals understand that failing is a part of the process. And they would encourage you to fail here, like in college, first, before you go out into the community and fail, because it may be a bigger, deeper, lasting situation out there than it would be around us, who we have each other's back. Failing also allows you to look at learning as a life journey, which I know this society really encourages that. And life learning, learning for your life, it keeps you in a place of humility. It keeps you in a place of understanding that leading and following coexist. And without leading and following and locking arms with individuals around you, it's difficult for you to grow and become who you want to become. Lastly, work. Now we become leaders to decide to, get in an occupation, which is why you're here in college. But a lot of times we look at work as something to go to. But I would like to help you understand that work is who you are. It is the purpose that you have. It is the passion that fuels you. It is when the times get hard and becoming a leader, you feel like you're alone at the top or alone at the bottom, because leading is not about a title. When those times get hard, let the work that you do make you who you become. I've mentioned just recently how important it is for me to be in this position that I am with Ivy Tech Community College, because I love who I've become from law enforcement to higher education. I love who I've become. And that part of me is what I give to those that are around me. So at the conclusion of this, I would just like to say, be sure to look at yourself more deeply with an authentic and personal perspective, so that when you are giving to others, you're giving who you really are, and they can be succeed. They can be successful as you are because of who you are and what you give.
Thank you, Dr. Karen. That was fantastic. We do have a token of appreciation for you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Jamie Griffin, a member of our chapter's executive board. And before we get to our honorees, I'd like to recognize some of the special guests in our audience tonight. Several of our deans are in attendance at one of our sites. Would the deans please stand when I call your name? Dean Catherine Walsfriel. Dean Barbara McMillan. Dean Violet Hawkins. Dean Charvon Robinson. And Dean Juan Lopez. We'd also like to recognize board members from past years who were able to join us tonight. These are the people who helped build this chapter. They set the standard that our current chapter leaders hope to meet. If you are a former board member with NSLS, would you please stand? Tonight, I also have the pleasure and honor of introducing the first of 5 Ivy Tech leaders that built honor here tonight with the NSLS Impact Leader Award. Professor Gail Vaughn is the department chair for the Human Services Program here at Ivy Tech. She's a lifelong resident of South Bend, born, raised, and educated here. Ms. Gail is the oldest of 4 children. She was raised by blue-collar working parents who instilled the value of education in her from the very beginning. She is a first-generation college graduate who is passionate about lifelong learning. Ms. Gale's philosophy is to meet people where they are in life, not to judge them or to put on them what she believes they should be doing with their lives. Instead, she allows them to tell their stories, their dreams, goals, and she helps them achieve these goals in their own way and in their own time. Ivy Tech's tagline of changing lives is her personal mission and philosophy. And in addition to her Ivy Tech duties, Professor Vaughn volunteers for Real Services. She's also a charter member of South Bend chapters of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women and a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. Effective leaders are those who lead with consistency, integrity, passion, and a spirit of servanthood. Professor Vaughn, you exemplify all these things. You are consistent, dependable. Your students can count on you. Integrity, you are the real deal. You recognize the importance of leading with honesty, even if your students sometimes don't want to hear it. Please note, if Professor Vaughn warned you about assignments, you better take them. Your passion is evident to those around you, whether it's in class or one-on-one mentoring or advising. The passion that you have for your students shines through. We know we matter to you. And your spirit of servanthood. You not only share ways for us to serve, you get involved yourself. You do not ask of your students what you yourself are not willing to do. That's leadership. That's praiseworthy. And tonight, NSLS honors and applauds you. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Gail Vaughn.
Thank you, Tammy, for words that I don't even have words to say. 31 years of service to Ivy Tech Community College. Who would have known that a recent college graduate picking up a part-time job to help pay off student loan debt would turn into a career? I started off here as a English tutor in our tutoring center, working up under Dean Waltz Frill, and finding my purpose in life because my undergraduate degree is in business. But yeah, believe it or not, I was on the for-profit side of the house. So, but what turned into a part-time job turned into my lifelong mission and my love of this college. I have an equal amount of years on the student services side of the house. I joke that I've had every job at Ivy Tech except for financial aid. And I don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. But the whole time also having my eyes set on being in the classroom. So the first time I was able to teach part-time, I fell in love with it and I never turned around. So paying my dues, working my way through to eventually waiting to the chair retirement in 2017 for me to become the chair in human services. So I say this to be that it's not an easy role. I applaud every student and all the challenges that you go through, your resiliency, your ability to keep plugging along. And like Tammy said, you know, I'm a faculty member that I will be your best friend, but I will also be the one to kick you in the butt. We need it as well too. So, I mean, I said I was not going to cry, and I'm trying not to, but I really thank each and every student that I've had the opportunity to come in contact with, and this is such an honor. There are days when you wonder, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And then there are people like Tammy who come in my office and they say different things to me. It's like, oh, I said that? Okay. But I'm so thankful for this. This is true accolades for what we do as faculty and staff. It's because of you guys. It's why we're here and why we continue to do what we do. So I thank you so much.
Everyone, Charles Yost, I'm another member of the chapter's executive board. Very few people here tonight don't know Matt Grubb. If you haven't worked with him, you certainly have seen him around South Bend and Elk Park campuses. Matt is Director of Facilities at our campus. This is the most thankless job, one of the most thankless jobs at Ivy Tech. We asked Matt and his team to do for us, but very few of us do for the facilities team. The biggest ask that came out, the biggest ask of all came in March 2020 when the pandemic changed our Ivy Tech world. Matt led the effort to make sure the buildings are sanitized and that they would stay that way. Those procedures were in place when campus was closed and they remain in place now that we're open again. Reopening campus created new challenges, physical distancing in the classroom, new classroom equipment with live streaming, and many other challenges. When we returned to campus, was ready thanks to Matt and his team. Matt's work kept us safe. Matt's work helped us return to campus seamlessly, and Matt was the leader when we needed a leader. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Grubb.
And Matt threw a little curve at us. We sort of expected him to be in South Bend, but that was just me assuming. So Matt's here and he speaks to us from here, but we have your award over in South Bend.
That's all right. I know what the place is at. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin unfortunately said that I might have to say a couple words. I don't know if he knew what he got himself into. And then I thought, well, what is a fat, old, grumpy facilities guy going to say to an energetic group like this? And I'm thinking, boilers, new boilers, that doesn't sound fun at all. Air handling units, anybody, air handling units? All right, got a couple over here, that's great. Stair treads, that doesn't sound fun at all. So I thought, what am I going to talk about? My favorite speaker is Lou Holtz, and Lou Holtz can raise up a room. Unfortunately, I'm not Lou Holtz. I'm a very simple person, so I'm going to talk about one thing today. That one thing is adversity. Everybody deals with adversity in their life. Health reasons, personal, work issues. And let me tell you, most of the time, adversity sucks. Okay? Even when adversity is thrown my way, sometimes I throw down a couple unusable words, but and not in the right vocabulary words, but there again, then I think of adversity as opportunity. Adversity is an opportunity to shine. You have to look at that. Take on adversity every time you get a chance. Okay, even when it's hard, even when somebody doesn't even know that you have that adversity. Take on adversity when somebody else is overwhelmed by it. People notice. People notice. I got a little example. I'm driving back from Michigan from a camping trip, 3.5 hours away. We always stop at this little gas station. This last little gas station is always packed. This time it's busier than normal. I'm like, what the heck's going on? This poor little lady, car wouldn't start. I approach her, she goes, I said, what's wrong? My car won't start. Listen, no problem, let's just jump. We'll get a jump, we'll get it going. Excellent. I'm not doing this because I'm a nice guy. Make no mistake. I want to get the gas and get out of here. Okay? All right. So I bust it and I get her jumped and we're ready to go. And I mean, I did it in 5 minutes flat. She's ready to go. So I'm like, go. So I get my gas. Now she gets out of her car, walks around my truck, walks slowly around my truck. I'm ready to go. She tells my wife that I'm her angel that she prayed for today. It's just a jump. Now, 2 things here. I've been called a lot of things in my life. Angel's not one of them. Second thing, when you've been married as long as I have to a wonderful woman, and somebody gives you a compliment, you cherish that because it helps and maybe makes up for the 2 leaving the toilet seat a couple too many times when you're married. Anyway, adversity, take it on. every chance you get. Deal with it. The more you deal with adversity, the better you become at it. People will notice. People will notice, and you will become a leader. You'll become a fantastic leader and a successful leader because you've taken on adversity and you're used to it. Thank you. Take it on.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Savannah Diesel, one of the newest members of our chapter's board. This evening, I get to introduce our next impact leader, Professor Andrew Criswell, my favorite. Professor Criswell is the program chair for the Criminal Justice and Legal Studies program. He teaches forensics, law enforcement methodology, victimology, and criminology. He conducts research in the areas of community outreach, technology and how it affects community policing, restorative justice, adult learning, community improvement, and life improvement strategies. During the times of COVID, Professor Criswell has gone above and beyond the call of professor. He makes it his mission to connect students to resources they may need. Even when we are not at our best, he never fails to recognize our potential. He goes out of his way to create a relatable environment that can help students as lost as myself sometimes find their way to excel. It is truly a gift to be in his classes. It's my honor to present the Impact Leader Award to Andrew Criswell.
Thank you, Savannah, and also thank you to everyone with the group, Kevin as well. We are here because we make impacts on lives every single day, and sometimes we take that for granted, such as students like Savannah. I see Savannah almost on a weekly basis, have for a very long time, and sometimes we take for granted the fact that those students are going to be in our classroom every single week with their smiling faces and ready to learn. Sometimes they are not at their best. And it's our jobs to be the ones that make the impact with them and to be that person that wants them to have their best day in the classroom, out of the classroom, or wherever it may be. One of my students once described me as the worst girlfriend you could probably ever have. Because if I know where you work at, I'm showing up at your job. Okay? And I will. I will bring you homework. I will come check on you if you try to ghost me. It will happen, okay? It will happen, I guarantee. A couple of years ago, I had a student who worked at the Chipotle over in Eddie Commons, and he hadn't been to class in like 3 weeks. I emailed him, no response. I knew where he worked. I walk in and like he immediately sees me and tries to duck. And I walk up and the manager like walks up, he's like, "Can I help you, sir?" I was like, "I actually need to see him." And he's like, "Oh," he's like, "He can help you." And he comes over and I was like, "Yeah, he can help me." And I asked him, I'm like, "What's going on? What's happening?" He's like, "Well," he's like, "I got a lot going on at home." And he's like, I think I'm gonna drop out. And I'm like, "No, you're not. You're not gonna drop out. Because after you're off your shift tonight, I want you to give me a call." I'm like, "I don't care how late it is. We're gonna talk this out. We're gonna figure out what's going on." Lo and behold, he was back in class the next week. We got him caught up on the homework. He is now a member of the South Bend PD. Okay. Students like that, when you go out of your way, sometimes will make all the difference in the world. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of understanding, and it takes being that impactful leader that they want you to be. Some students don't have great leadership in their lives. Some students don't have great backgrounds. I am not only a first-generation high school graduate, I'm a first-generation college graduate, I'm a first-generation graduate student, and I will soon be a first-generation PhD. So, the job that I do every single day. I don't do it because of the money. I obviously don't do it because of the hours. I do it because I love to do it. I love every day when I come in here. My second year of teaching in criminal justice here, I had no idea what I was doing. I taught high school for a few years, but really didn't know what I was doing at the college level. I walked into class one morning, I'm showing a video on transgender policing. If you don't know, King County in Washington is kind of the at the forefront of hiring transgender police officers and putting them out into their community because they want their community to resemble exactly who they're policing. So I'm showing a video. This young lady walks into class late. She has no idea what's going on. Sits down, and she looks up at the screen and like staring at the screen. And you know, students sometimes will speak out. She says, "That chick looks like a dude." Without missing a beat though, the student behind her goes, "Well, you kind of do too, but we don't say anything." And is that moment in my life that I look out the window and I say, how did I? What did I do wrong to get to this point of my life? And that's what I realized every day is an adventure at college. Every day is an adventure. Every day is something new. And that is what I love about my job. And it's students like Savannah, it's students like who I call my superstars, that they come to class and they tell me about what they're doing at work, what they're doing in their personal lives. And it really does make all the difference. I get asked all the time why my retention rates are so high in my program. It's not because my students love me. It's just because I make a personal connection with them. And I know their first names. I know their personal stories. I know where they work. I know what's going on with them. So again, I want to say thank you to the students. Thank you to Kevin. Thank you to everybody who came here tonight to recognize these students and these fellow leaders. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Kevin, I gotta ask before I go on, is his award an Elkhart? Well, I guess we'll go on.
It would
So,
help on mute, but the answer is yes, it is, and it's been back and forth a couple of times.
We'll just swap back and forth.
okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Wherever Professor Quizrell is where the award will not be for the foreseeable future.
Our next honoree is Nathan Siri. Nathan is the Tutor Center Coordinator here at Ivy Tech. He and his team provide incredibly valuable services to students, and they do it with game-changing patience and optimism. But that's only part of why we're honoring him this evening. Nathan Siri doubles as an adjunct professor of English, and he is the best English teacher I've ever had. I have the honor of being a student for English, a class which I have struggled with in the past. I not only love the class with a passing grade, but I excel, and I left with more knowledge than I could have ever expected. Being a major part of the tutoring community among Ivy Tech and his ability to teach us how to use the tutoring services on and off campus make a big difference in not only our ability to learn, but our future classes. This knowledge carries forward throughout our careers here at Ivy Tech. Thank you, Nathan Siri, for teaching your students how to overcome and become successful in using the resources offered to them. Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Siri.
The applause, I'm not Nathan Siri. Nathan did reach out to me tonight. Am I still muted? Nope, I'm good. He reached out to me late this afternoon, says he has a sick child at home and could not make it in. He did ask me to say the following though. He said it's quite an honor to be chosen for this award. While all my work as a teacher and tutor is completed with student success in mind, it's always heartwarming to know that those efforts pay off for students. And as usually, success means I don't get to see those students again. That I've been chosen for an award like this by students is truly an honor and a wonderful reminder of how teaching can make a difference. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brianna Wolford. I'm the newest member on the board along with Rakia Moffett. We're even newer than Savannah. We're both very excited to serve as we head into the spring semester. And I hope more of our newly inducted members will join us on the board. Our final Impact Award recipient is Professor Rob Hochschild. Rob must be pretty exceptional because Professor O'Neill normally has a policy, no honors for the he's the chair for 2 programs here at Ivy Tech, the accounting program and the business operations, applications and technology program. Rob is what you might call an Ivy Tech lifer. He came here in 1986 as a student and he never left. He earned his associate's degree in small business operations in 1988 and another associate's degree in accounting a year later. Rob continued his education at Bethel College, earning his bachelor's degree in accounting, and at IUSD, where he earned a master's of science degree in accounting. 1 month after he received his first Ivy Tech degree, he started teaching as an adjunct professor at the old Ivy Tech campus on Sample Street. 20 years later, he finally gave in and joined the full-time faculty as the program chair in accounting. Our president, Michelle, took an accounting class from Rob, and this is what she had to say. Rob is an amazing teacher who goes above and beyond for his students. From handouts to extra sessions, he always made time to answer your questions and solve any issue. As his student, I had him multiple classes, including accounting. Originally, I took accounting for my degree with the plan to get through it. In the end, he helped me realize that accounting is the path that I wanted to take. I'm just one of the students who he has influenced into a career of accounting. Thank you, Rob, for everything that you have done and continue to do. Professor Hochschild likes to share the words of the late basketball coach, Jim Valvano, with his students. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. He encourages his students with a message that we heard in every speaker broadcast this fall. If you want something badly enough and are willing to work through it, you will achieve your goals. Never ever stop learning. Make it a lifetime goal. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Hochschild.
As a teacher.
That's not on. You just gotta use your teacher voice.
Okay, that's easy. As a teacher, I'm, usually fully prepared for class, and it dawned on me when I was driving here tonight that I didn't have anything going to say. So there is one thing I would like to say to a lot of you. The teaching is a very noble profession. And a lot of us here, some of my colleagues here, we have been here for a long time, and we have been teaching for a long time. I am retiring in May, but I still intend to keep teaching. As a matter of fact, one of my colleagues was one of my teachers when I first came here. His name is Al Travers. And I think Al taught into his 80s, and I've always told myself I'd like to break his record. I don't know how many years he taught here, but it had to be between him and John Camo, it must be about 80 years between them. But I would encourage all of you to, if you're looking at, trying to make a difference, we as teachers, that's what we do. So at least that's what we try to do. All right. Our motto here, or whatever you want to call it, Ivy Tech, is changing lives. And I think about that just about every day when I go in to teach, and I look and how can I change that person's life like my teachers changed my life when I came to Ivy Tech in 1986. So I just want to put out an impassioned plea to all of you that if you're considering to go into the teaching profession at any time, please do so. We need teachers, at all levels, okay? And it is one of the best decisions that you could possibly ever make. Thank you. I'm gonna add lib a little bit because I never do that. You all may remember back when we had leadership training day. And one of the things when I talk about, because I ad-lib that too, I ad-lib like the whole first 30 minutes. And it's like one of the principles that I want you to understand is that leaders are servants. Leaders, there's a difference between being in charge and leading a team of people who are in your charge. And the mission is to make people better versions of themselves. We just honored 5 people who do that. Each in his or her own way, they all do that. And that's, you know, they're the examples of what we talked about back at the beginning of this semester. So now it is time for the reason that we're here, our 29 newly inducted members. Brings our total of inducted members to 242 since the chapter started in 2017. But before I introduce the stars of the evening, I would like to introduce our other newest board member, Rakia Moffett. Rakia is going to describe the induction process for all of our guests. So Rakia, the floor is yours.
While I'm walking up here, I just want to let y'all know I'm nervous. I'm real nervous. I did people want to speak because I'm nervous. How about I do today because I'm nervous? But here I am. So my name is Rakia, and after deciding to join the NSLS, we began the process to induction by attending an orientation session in late September. Next, we attended leadership training where we learned about principles. They gave us the framework for everything that was to come. One of those principles is setting SMART goals that we will work to achieve throughout the semester. We formed success networking teams, shared our goals with each other, encouraged each other when we fell short, and celebrated when we made progress. We also attended at least 3 of the NSLS speaker broadcasts. We had an amazing speaker group this fall, featuring Gabrielle Union, Anita Hill, Rachel Ray, Janie Fox, President Bill Clinton, and His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. All the while, we kept up with our family, work, and school responsibilities. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it. I met some great people along the way, and I learned a lot about myself. Now I have joined the board, where I will be able to help the next group of students on their journeys, and I hope more people will join me, but don't laugh yet. So listen, I did not create this speech because I didn't have enough time to do things. I think Kevin did. Again, my name is Rakia, known as Ricky. I am a mother of 2, a blessed mother of 2. I struggle with PCOS, so I thought I couldn't have kids, and now I can actually think it is possible. They talk about adversity. I was so nervous to start school after I had kids because they said you're supposed to go to school first and then get married and then have your kids. No. There's no steps to life. Your life is different from mine. Your life is different from mine. Everybody in this room is different. If you have kids or if you don't have kids. If you don't want to have kids, please don't have the kids because I'm tired. So my point is, there's no steps. Just do what makes you happy. If you want to go to school first, go to school first. If you want to get married first, go get married first. If you don't want to get married, then don't get married. Don't go about your life by somebody else's rules. Your life is your story. You're the author of your story. Don't let somebody else create your story. So that's what I have to say.
Ed lives better than I do. My work's cut out for me. Okay. Next, let's see, we've got to go all the way up to here. I'd like to invite Savannah to come back up to the podium. And Savannah's going to tell us about her journey as she's gone through this semester with NSLS. So Savannah, take it away.
All of the new members have their stories to tell about their journey to this evening's ceremony. I'd like to share my story. As a first-generation college student and recovering addict, I have very limited examples of leadership in my life to model after. Finding myself in a position of leadership, I decided to finally accept my invitation to the NSLS. I wanted to learn what came with being a real leader, and I was shocked to see that I had already had all the skills. During the program, we are asked to select a goal and perform the action steps necessary to obtain that goal. I originally wanted to focus on my scholarships and see what was available to me. Unfortunately, as I was in the process of carrying out these tasks, I experienced a series of traumatic circumstances that first caused health trouble and kept me in bed. Then, with a dear friend, I was called home to New York. While I did not concentrate on my original goal, things started coming into focus for me. While my goal fell apart, it gave me the opportunity to focus on a goal for my friends and families. I focused on raising $1,500 towards the cost of the headstone. I am proud today to say that that fundraiser raised over $2,200. Our goals will change, and some we may not achieve, but as long as we are always working towards better, there is no wrong way to go. It all starts with forgiving ourselves for the things we cannot change. That way we may be able to move forward with confidence. Finally, congratulations to my fellow NSLS inductees. I am proud to be one of you.
Thank you, Savannah. Thanks for sharing that. Once again, we talk about service to others as the essence of leadership. Hey, now it's time to call the roll of our newly inducted members. So when I call your name, please come to the front of the room to receive your induction package. I need some help up here. Where'd Tammy go? Okay. No, then I want Darla. Darla's such a good old buddy from days gone by that we'll have Darla here. And they're in alphabetical order by first name. So now I want to say, please come up to the front of the room. Now we have a package for everybody. I verified this, I've audited it. There is a package for everybody. And we've done our best to have each induction package at the right location. If one of them landed at the wrong site, I'll get it to you, I promise. So the same goes for those who are attending online, we'll get it to you, no problem. So we'll be ready to go. So without further ado, may I have, where's my list of names go? May I have a drum roll while I grab my list of names? Yeah. All right. Is Anastasia Solace. Okay, Angelica Lewis. Audra Russell. Autumn Smith. Randy Buddy. Brianna Wolford. Rothschild. It's only we have the award to hand to him.
That's okay.
Instead of being in South Bend, we could have his father give it to him.
There we go. Oh, wait a minute, hang on. Stop, stop, stop. Hang on. Don't cue the music. All right. Hang on, I'm sorry. I just got this phone. Thank you.
Where's the governor? Come on up. Emma Thomas. Esmeralda Sanabria. Gabriel Wolowski. Jennifer Fuentes. Got it right, didn't I? Julie Alisas. Fiona Bayless. Karen Hansen. Leslie Rutschach. Lois Mason. Maisie Root. Miriam Traore. Yolande Alcini. Miranda Forsgren. Mitchell Schrock. Rikia Moffett. Roger Manga. Savannah Diesel. Cydia Presser. Satan, I gotta try this again. Satan Lede. I am so sorry, Satan. She and I have been working on this for like 2 days. Satan Lede Mangena. Tyler Crum. And Victoria Dunn. So, say it for me, please, Satan Lede.
It's Tandile Mangena.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to get it right. Sooner or later, I'm going to get it. And that's our group, so a round of applause. To relax and party a little bit for the evening. Our Chancellor, Dr. David Balkin is here. Would you like to say a word, please?
Everybody, listening to the stories of the faculty, it's inspiring. Kevin got it exactly right. When you're a leader, it's not about you. And frankly, it's the most satisfying thing in the world when you're helping others get to where they want to get to. As leaders, that's got to be your focus, and you'll thrive if you do that. Looking at 29 people who are being recognized today, you're at the very beginning stages of your career. I just encourage you to continue to invest in leadership, study leadership, become great leaders, become exceptional leaders. But at the core of it, it's integrity, and it's focusing on the fact that it's not about you. So I'm proud of all of you. I can't even express how excited I am for your futures. You guys have just tremendous opportunity in front of you, and you can do anything. Great leaders are adaptable. I started my career in business. Now I'm the chancellor of a college. I mean, literally, what you learn in leadership is transferable. So don't ever limit yourself, and never think twice about asking for an opportunity. Everything in life is an asking business, and you've earned it. So good luck to you, and have a great evening.
So with that, our meeting is adjourned. I am begging you, at least the folks in Elkhart, do not leave me with all that food. And I think the same thing applies in South Bend. So enjoy yourselves for a little while. Spend a little time networking, meet the folks that you might not have met from the faculty and staff and administration, and have a good evening, everybody. Congratulations.
Oh, that's so cool.
I think you have. Yeah.
Wait, for real?
Let me double check right there. Where'd she go? The frames could.
Yeah.
The NSLS website. You're welcome. I like my graduation and stuff.
Send me an email.
Thank you so much. It was great meeting you.
There's some.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. I just want to say, have a good Yep. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Work out here now first, so yeah. It doesn't work as much. Okay. Yeah, get all of me. I know. Al and I were talking.
I mean, I was a cloud nine. And
Thank you so much. She makes me start. Well, I tell you what, at the very end, I got a little choked up.
I'm not agreeing.
Well, I still got it in the.
Yeah, I always liked
If anybody is interested in seeing the robotics lab,
yeah, I'll keep
Dr. Lopez will take you out there.
I said, that would be funny, but
We took Charlotte down. It was tough. I had to
We actually made a pretty good dent in the food.
Absolutely.
Your robot? Oh, we're gonna.
We'll take care of it.
I'm more of a scrub.
Right there. No, not take it off.
take the giant.
Oh.
Should be. Maybe they'll have to.
Check in the mirror. Hey, there's another one. Hey, there's one. Mike, just call it, we call it M&M. Mike and Matt over here. M&M.
But you guys get it done.
We try. Taking you for the fancy fun.
So who's eating cookies and all that? Somebody's got to eat all
You heard
that.
me talking about.
How?
I mean, I can take it home for you.
Yeah, they'll.
I mean, I could take a peek at the robotics lab.
I kept my building until you need one. Now I do.
Well, I was hoping it's chocolate chip, but I didn't see many chocolate.
What kind of cookie is this? Break anything?
That's chocolate chip.
Oh, is that?
How many people you got going on with?
Yeah, it's all chocolate.
Right now, we've got at least this group.
Giant chocolate.
Great.
Make yourself a slice.
Yes, sir.
All right, I've got one going over to robotics lab. Any other takers? All right, let's go see robots.
Oh, you are welcome. You guys have a nice day. Well, I could see it. I got a gallon of water today.
It's tough now.
I'm lucky if I get one big water now.
That's really good. Stop in the shop though.
Right, yeah. Well, not usually.
Yeah. She's really skeptical. Since my surgery.
It's either them or pile up, buy a bunch of new clothes. Never a good strategy.
What have you been up to?
This week has been all.
You want your mask on? You're in stuff here. Okay, you got it. Okay, you're good. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Supply chain work.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hey, Steve.
Our statewide.
That's a nice one.
Just trying to twist my arm.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
It's funny. I took this job. I had that teaching part-time.
Yeah, right.
Easier. No, it was more than I ever get.
Did you get what you
Here,
let me get it.
Hey, Kevin, can you hear me? How about Tammy? Can you hear me? It's Michelle. I was wondering, what should I do with the ones for the people who didn't come? The box of, certificates.
Should you use the certificates in the mailbox tomorrow? Ask them what they should.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if we're muted here or not.
And they said that she was approaching.
Congratulations.
You are okay. Yeah.
Like, do you want me to take them with me and bring them back, or what do you want me to do?
Here that we have, and tomorrow we'll compare notes and decide which ones have to get where.
Okay, you cut out, so I didn't hear you.
Yeah. Just in the box. Tomorrow we will sort them out and see which ones have to get where, and we'll contact everybody.
Did you want to sort them out tomorrow? All we got was sort them out tomorrow. Sorry, you keep cutting out for some reason.
Box them up. Deal with it.
Can you type it into the chat for me, please?
Yes.
We'll just be cleaning up. Yeah, so keep my budget, and then I'm gonna go back to the hall up there. Super like, I think. I'm not going to NPC.
She put it in the couch. That's my son. Yes, in the couch.
Our daughter's.
Yeah. I can't stand it. That's why.
Did you save the lids?
Yep. Yeah, I put them in the kitchen. I'll go get them.
Okay.